Good Wednesday morning. Thank you so much for joining us here on After GMS. It's a little Facebook Live show that we like to do every weekday on the Good Morning Show. I'm Stacy Spivey, joined with Ed Matthews. Wow, I'm just distracted by that sky cam, Ed. I can't even tell where that is. Is that fog or rain?
Well, it's drizzle coming out of clouds. It's overcast, and we've had some drizzle this morning, but rain is working into the Piedmont, and it's going to be really a pretty wet day for our area.
Yeah, and we do want to go ahead and start our After GMS show with talking about weather, with a chance for some strong storms today. We want to make sure that you are prepared no matter what. So let's go ahead and get a quick check of that forecast.
Let's do that. I've got some exciting graphics to show you this morning. Let's start out with the wide view of the radar. Rain showers working into our part of the Piedmont, but look at all the rain out over northern Georgia, areas of eastern Kentucky, eastern Tennessee. There's nothing severe here, but this batch of rain has been bringing some heavy downpours, although the rain rate has been weakening as the showers approach the Appalachians. Now, this is a great scenario here. You won't rain in the morning. If you're talking about severe weather for later in the day, rain in the morning could help us out maybe a little bit to curb the threat of severe weather later this afternoon, but we're still on guard for possibly a few strong or severe storms between about 3 p.m. and about 10 p.m. this evening. But when rain moves in the morning, quite often, but not always, it kind of stabilizes the atmosphere a little bit. But still, we're on guard. You stay on guard, stay weather aware, and stay tuned to WFMY News 2, and we'll keep you updated throughout the afternoon and evening. Again, the time frame 3 p.m. until about 10 p.m. this evening. We are in the low-end risk. Level 1, marginal risk for most of our viewing area in North Carolina and Southern Virginia. Our southern counties, Montgomery, Moore, and Lee, are in level 2, the slight risk area. So those areas have a little better chance of strong and severe storms with heating as we head through the afternoon. The primary threat will be straight line wind damage associated with any of those storms. Again, the threat time between about 3 p.m. and 10 p.m. It's entirely possible, I hope so, that we get through the entire day and evening without any severe weather. I'm just hopeful with this rain that's moving into the area this morning. We're looking at upper 60s to near 70 today. Behind the cold front, it turns colder. We dry out tomorrow and Friday, but after being up near 70 today, we're only into the lower 50s. It'll be rather windy coming up tomorrow as that colder air pours in. And then look at Friday and Saturday morning. We've been talking about this for a while. So if you got any tender vegetation or flowers blooming or anything like that, potted plants, you'll want to bring them in because Friday morning and Saturday morning, we're going to dip into the upper 20s. But the Easter weekend promises dry weather and a warm up. Yeah, we're going to see temperatures near 60 on Saturday, near 70 coming up on Sunday, and we could see much of next week dry in the Piedmont. You see there Monday and Tuesday, mostly sunny with low and mid 70s. I like that word dry.
I do too, and I like the word 70s, especially after that little bit of a dip in temperatures. And actually, Jackie had written on the feed, vegetable soup today. Yeah, I definitely think soup is definitely in the forecast as far as our food goes for the next couple of days. But now is the time to go ahead and shift back to talking about that potential, for storms here in the Triad. So you can go ahead and get your weather questions answered. You can put those in the comments section below. And Ed, it's already been a busy week with some strong storms. So is this, it is typical for this time of the year.
We're in the middle of severe weather season. We can have severe weather any time of the year. But the storms, the severe storms favor March, April, May. kind of the window of the greatest threat. And actually, if you reduce that a little bit more, the month of April tends to be very active here along the East Coast. You have a collision of warmer air coming in from the Gulf of Mexico and still the chillier air coming down out of the northern plains and areas of Canada, kind of like what we're getting coming up tomorrow and on into Friday. And where they collide brings potential for severe weather. And you throw into that, we talk about the upper level winds. The winds tend to be stronger in the winter, but those stronger upper level winds can extend and usually do into the spring season. Think of spring as kind of a transitional season. And we can have severe weather again any time of the year, but spring can be rather active. We've seen that. Our friends in Mississippi and Alabama have just really had some incredibly rough weather, and we've had 2 tornadoes so far this season right here in the Triad. Very low tornado chance today. This is not like the day that we had the 2 tornadoes. I'm hoping that we can get through the day without any severe weather, but we are in the marginal risk. So stay on guard, stay weather aware, stay tuned to WFMY, WFMY News 2 weather app, weather station in the palm of your hand. You got all that, you'll be set for today.
Yeah, always good to have just a plan in place just in case. And of course, I'm having some trouble with my Facebook feed, but I do remember Jason asking about, is this going to be a severe threat like we saw last week? I know you just you said it's not going to be like that at all, but I remember from this morning in your forecast, the wind could be possibly damaging, right?
Well, you know, straight line wind damage. You know, we have updrafts in storms, downdrafts in storms. Those downdrafts can create wind gusts. You know, the definition of a severe thunderstorm is at least 60-mile-per-hour winds. So if a storm becomes severe, it's got damaging hail and damaging winds as well. But 58, 60-mile-per-hour winds are kind of the low-end threshold for severe weather. So if a severe weather warning is issued for a county, that means one or both of those criteria have been met for that county. And yes, you don't have to have a tornado to have damage. All you got to have is strong straight-line winds can cause quite a bit of damage as well. And when we talk about the threat of severe weather, we've got level 1, level 2, level 3, 4, and 5. The other week, we had a level 3 and 4. And so that was a greater, more notable severe weather threat. This is level 1, the low end of the scale. I don't want to downplay it. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying that it's not as big a threat as what we have had in recent weeks. But nevertheless, you still got to take it serious. You got to stay tuned to us, and we'll just see how things play out. Hopefully it'll turn out to be quiet today. That's a possibility. So I say the rain that's moving in this morning, come on in. Yeah, bring in that rain this morning. It could, and I emphasize could, potentially help us out later today and tonight.
Yeah, we really hope so. We hope that it's not anything, but of course we want to be prepared like we've been mentioning.
Yes.
And I don't remember who it was, but I do remember someone said that they had an appointment later today. They're worried about leaving their dog at home by themselves. So maybe kind of re-emphasize the timeline that this potential storm could move in.
Well, low-end threat, as I want to stress again, roughly for the Triad and our foothill locations, between about 3 p.m. and 10 p.m. This evening. I think what's going to happen, this big batch of rain in Tennessee is going to weaken and move across the area this morning. And as I said, that's a great thing because it might help to keep the atmosphere kind of stable and tame and quiet. And that's what we want. But with the front, not the the front won't even come through until well after midnight tonight. So what may happen is with afternoon heating, we could get a secondary line of storms to develop that would impact the Piedmont late afternoon and into the evening. And that's what we're going to be watching for the severe weather potential.
Okay, Ed, thank you. Now you can keep asking some questions if you have any for Ed, and he's going to be checking the feed as we go ahead and get to some of our headlines this morning. Today, vaccine eligibility expands in North Carolina. Everyone in Group 4 can now get a shot. This comes as several Triad health departments say they are not seeing demand for the shots like they were just a few weeks ago. WFMY's Denise McMiller checked in with Triad health departments to see who got an early jump and already opened up appointments to anyone who wants one.
About 12% of folks living in Rockingham County are fully vaccinated. A separate 20,000 have gotten their first dose. The Rockingham County Health Department gets about 1,170 vaccine doses a week. Appointments aren't filling up as quickly as they were when shots first became available. 20% of first dose appointments for tomorrow are still up for grabs. The Rockingham County Health Department says they are starting to see a different crowd get their vaccination.
I have seen a younger group in the past week or so. It feels good to see that. I've had a couple of staff members saying, I'm going to have my child come as soon as they turn 16. And I was like, wow, you're counting it down. I hope that's exciting.
Davidson County is giving the shot to anyone 16 and older. 16-year-olds will get the Pfizer shot. 18 and older can get any variation of the Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, or Moderna shots. Now, appointments in Davidson County are filled for this week. And the Rockingham County Health Department says their job isn't done until they get 75% of those living in Rockingham County vaccinated. Appointments are still available. You can visit our website at WFMYnews2.com for information on how to book an appointment.
The federally run mass vaccine site in Greensboro will start giving out second dose shots. It's been 3 weeks since the site opened, enough waiting time between the Pfizer doses. And if you're going back for your second shot, organizers say you must bring your vaccination card you got during your first visit. Well, despite some colder weather this weekend, the spring season is really here in the Triad next week, looking really nice, Ed. But what better way to enjoy spring than by getting out in the fresh air? A new mode of transportation is coming to Greensboro. Blue Duck e-scooters and e-bikes launched this week. The company signed a 2-year contract to operate in Greensboro, replacing Lime bikes and scooters. Blue Duck has been in Winston-Salem since November. You can start renting them tomorrow in Greensboro from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. The City Department of Transportation installed temporary bike lanes on part of Spring Garden Street Saturday. Greensboro says this is part of an effort to create a citywide network of bike lanes. So when you're getting out and about, how do you prefer to check things out? I like it kind of rhymed. On a bike, maybe just or walk, or do you stick to driving and maybe just like to roll the windows down? Ed, I know you're a big bike fan.
Oh yeah. Why burn gas driving around when you can bike and burn fat? How about that? Yeah, I kind of gained a little bit of that on the waistline during the winter months. But I love to do biking. I'm going on vacation in June. I'd kind of like to shed a few pounds, you know. I'm going to Florida, be wearing the swimming trunks and all that, and I don't want to look like a beached whale. So I'm going to try to ride my bike between now and June as much as I can. But it's a great opportunity to get out. I ride all over Greensboro and Guilford County, and just to be able to get out. I rode downtown yesterday, and I haven't really spent a lot of time downtown, you know, during the pandemic. So I even saw a couple of new restaurants downtown that I want to try out. So just riding and seeing new things and seeing old places, new places, and things like that. And of course, I like to walk my dog out in the park as well. But just to get out and to breathe the fresh air, even though it has a little pollen in it, it is still, spring is just great. You know, after winter, you're just ready to get out and enjoy.
Yeah, Ed, when you said beached whale, I mean, come on, that is me right now, okay? If there's anybody that's a beached whale, it's me.
But you got a good reason. You got a good excuse, okay?
Well, I'm trying to walk to, you know, stay as much in shape as I can, just to, you know, get the blood flowing, and taking Wrigley on a walk when the weather's nice. We went yesterday, but now my ankles are kind of swollen from that, and that's going to be a part of it. So I think, you know, in the days ahead, we really like to just sit on our porch outside, and when it's going to be nice, just sitting out there, let Wrigley play in the backyard, and it's so nice. And you know, I always like this time of year when you can grill out.
Oh yeah, I'll be right over.
Oh yeah, have some steaks and zucchini or squash or something like that.
Yeah,
I love this time of the year, but also I love rolling the windows down, and of course the dogs love that too.
Yeah, definitely so. Yeah, you're talking about grilling out. That's something that I really love to do as well. And I was thinking hot dogs and hamburgers, but you're talking steak. Just let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know when you fire up the grill. I'll be ready to come over and visit. But you know, springtime is a great time. It's not too hot, not too cold. We do have to deal with the pollen, and you and I know firsthand, you know, how that can be, especially now with the tree pollen being high. But even so, just beautiful, beautiful weather. And then after summer, you know, in heat and humidity, then we get into the fall season, and we don't have to worry about any pollen. And it starts to cool off, and the humidity values start to go down. So I think I love all seasons, all 4 seasons, but my 2 favorite seasons have got to be spring and fall. I'll have to say fall first and then spring second.
Really? I think
just because of the pollen. That's the only thing, difference,
I think that's why I choose summer, because I love the warm temperatures. In the summertime, my allergies are not as bad, but you know, they're bad year round, so oh well. Let's see, a lot of people are saying that they like driving around with their windows down. That's what Jason said. He likes to turn the music up with the windows down. Nadine says she puts all the windows down in her Jeep, opens a sunroof, and enjoys the sun.
Yeah.
Carol says all 4 windows down with 75 miles per hour.
Ooh, pretty good breeze.
I hate how that's, you know, the sound of when you're on the interstate and you have the windows down, it hurts your ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do that. Alicia says, love opening my windows to let the fresh air in. Yeah, not really going to want to let the windows down today, though.
No, probably not. You know, we've got rain moving in this morning, and that will be with us off and on showers as we head on through the day. And again, this rain moving in this morning may help us out. It's not a definite. I'm just looking for hopeful signs. The low severe weather risk will be with us between about 3 p.m. and about 10 p.m. this evening. We may get lucky and not have any severe weather at all, but we got to be on guard. We got to be weather alert and weather ready. So you stay with us here at WFMY News 2 on air and online, and also on your smartphone with the WFMY News 2 weather app. Now after today, cold front moves through. It turns chillier. It'll be breezy tomorrow. Any rain ends really quickly. The sky will clear, sunshine in low 50s tomorrow and Friday. But then over the Easter weekend, I know many of you have plans to be with friends and family, and the weather is going to warm up after being in the upper 20s Friday and Saturday morning. We see the warm up near 60 on Saturday, near 70 on Sunday, and low and mid 70s coming up early next week. And I've been looking ahead in the computer models, and we may go for about 6 or 8 days in a row without any rain. I hope that pans out.
Oh, yeah.
You see, I tell you what's going on today, tomorrow, the next few days, but I'm already looking at the middle part of April.
Yeah, me too. Looking forward to the nicer weather.
Yeah.
Well, you know, just be weather aware today, like we've been mentioning. You can download our News 2 app. We're also going to have an update for you today on WFMY News 2 at noon. Ed's going to be tracking it, and then once his day's over, the evening team will come in. They'll keep you updated as well. But we're going to wrap up after GMS. We want to thank you so much for joining us here today. You can join us again tomorrow for After GMS starting at 7:45. Be safe out there today, and get out there and get to it.